There is a strange pattern that appears in many people's lives. Two people can start in the same place. They can attend the same school, work in the same office, even have similar intelligence and opportunities. But years later, their lives look very different. One person continues growing, learning new things, adapting to change. The other feels stuck. They repeat the same routines. They feel frustrated when the world changes faster than they expected. The difference between these two people often comes down to one skill. A skill that does not depend on talent. A skill that does not depend on background. A skill that quietly shapes the direction of your entire life. That skill is the ability to learn. Learning is not just something that happens in school. It is a lifelong tool. And people who understand this one idea rarely stay stuck for long. Imagine a young woman named Maya. When Maya finished university, she believed she had completed the most important learning phase of her life. She found a job, settled into a routine, and focused on performing her daily tasks. At first, everything felt comfortable. But after a few years, something began to change. New technologies appeared in her industry. New tools replaced older systems. Younger employees arrived with fresh skills. Maya started feeling nervous. "I thought I already learned everything I needed," she told herself. But the world had moved forward. That moment happens to many people. The world evolves continuously. Industries transform. Technology changes. Information grows faster than ever before. The people who move forward are not necessarily the smartest. They are the ones who stay curious. They keep learning. The ability to learn new skills is like owning a powerful key. With it, locked doors slowly begin to open. Without it, even simple challenges can feel overwhelming. Think about how children learn. A child tries to walk and falls many times. But they do not think, "Maybe walking is not for me." They try again. They experiment. They observe others. Learning feels natural. Somewhere along the way, many adults lose this attitude. They begin fearing mistakes. They avoid situations where they might appear inexperienced. They tell themselves, "I am too old to learn this," or "I am not good at that." But the truth is very different. The human brain remains capable of learning throughout life. What changes is not ability. It is mindset. A man named Daniel once worked in a factory for many years. His work was repetitive but stable. Then one day, the company introduced automated machines. Some workers panicked. Others complained. Daniel felt uncertain too. But he made a different decision. Instead of resisting the change, he began learning how the new machines worked. He asked questions. He watched tutorials online. He stayed after work sometimes just to observe the technicians. Slowly, he understood the system. Within months, he became one of the few workers who could operate and troubleshoot the machines. His role changed. His salary improved. But more importantly, his confidence grew. He realized something powerful. Learning gives you control. When you know how to learn, you are not afraid of change. You adapt. And in a world that changes quickly, adaptability becomes a superpower. The ability to learn also transforms how you see problems. Most people see a problem and think, "I cannot do this." A learner sees the same problem and thinks, "I do not know how to do this yet." That small word "yet" changes everything. It turns limitation into possibility. Learning also expands opportunity in unexpected ways. Consider a man named Alex who worked in customer support. Every day, he answered similar questions. At first, the job felt ordinary. But Alex began studying communication and psychology in his free time. He read books about negotiation and persuasion. He practiced speaking clearly and listening carefully. Over time, his conversations with customers improved dramatically. Managers noticed. Soon he was asked to train new employees. Later, he moved into a leadership role. His career did not change because of luck. It changed because he invested in learning. There is another benefit that many people overlook. Learning builds resilience. When you know you can acquire new knowledge, failure feels temporary. Imagine trying something difficult and not succeeding immediately. If you believe your abilities are fixed, failure feels final. But if you believe you can learn, failure becomes feedback. You simply adjust your approach and continue. This mindset reduces fear. Fear often comes from feeling powerless. Learning restores power. It reminds you that improvement is possible. In today's world, knowledge is more accessible than ever before. You can watch lectures, read articles, listen to podcasts, and join courses from almost anywhere. A person sitting in a small room with an internet connection has access to more information than entire libraries from the past. But access alone is not enough. The real advantage belongs to people who stay curious. Curiosity fuels learning. It begins with simple questions. How does this work? Why is this successful? What can I improve? These questions open doors to understanding. Maya eventually realized that her career needed new energy. Instead of feeling defeated, she decided to treat learning as a daily habit. Each evening, she spent 30 minutes studying new tools related to her field. At first, the process felt slow, but every week she understood a little more. Within a year, she had developed skills that many colleagues had not yet explored. Opportunities began appearing again. Her story shows an important truth. Learning compounds over time. Just like saving money, small daily investments grow into significant results. 30 minutes per day becomes hundreds of hours per year. Those hours transform knowledge. Knowledge transforms opportunities. There is also something deeply satisfying about learning. When you understand something new, your mind feels alive. Ideas connect. Confidence grows. You begin seeing the world with fresh perspective. A musician learning a new instrument feels this excitement. A chef experimenting with a new recipe experiences it. A programmer solving a difficult problem feels the same spark. Learning keeps the mind active. It prevents life from becoming repetitive. Another powerful aspect of learning is that it makes you valuable. Organizations value people who can grow. Communities respect people who share knowledge. Friends admire people who solve problems. When you develop the skill of learning, you become someone who can adapt to different situations. This adaptability attracts opportunity, and opportunity often leads to financial reward. But the greatest reward of learning is not money. It is independence. When you know how to learn, you no longer depend entirely on others for answers. You research. You experiment. You discover solutions. This independence creates confidence. Confidence influences how you speak, how you act, and how you make decisions. The journey of learning is not always easy. There will be moments of confusion, moments when progress feels slow, moments when you question whether the effort is worth it. But those moments are part of the process. Every expert once felt like a beginner. The difference is that they continued. Think about the most skilled people you know. A skilled athlete, artist, scientist, or entrepreneur. Their abilities did not appear suddenly. They grew through continuous learning, through curiosity, through persistence, and through countless small improvements. The good news is that anyone can develop this habit. You do not need special permission. You simply begin. Choose something that interests you. Study it. Practice it. Observe others who are skilled in that area. Ask questions. Make mistakes. Improve. Repeat. Over time, the ability to learn becomes natural. You begin seeing every challenge as an opportunity to grow. And once this mindset becomes part of your identity, something remarkable happens. Life stops feeling limited. Because no matter where you are today, you know you can grow tomorrow. Imagine your future self 5 years from now. Think about the skills you could develop, the knowledge you could gain, the opportunities you could create. All of it begins with the same simple decision. To keep learning. The skill of learning will always pay you back. It pays you in knowledge. It pays you in confidence. It pays you in opportunity. And it pays you in freedom. So if you want to invest in something that never loses value, invest in your ability to learn. Read more. Ask more questions. Explore ideas that challenge you. Because every new thing you learn expands the possibilities of your future. And the most successful people in the world share this quiet habit. They never stop learning.